Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Nancy Fywell. I'm a physician and I specialize in lifestyle and preventive medicine. And I'm here today to talk with you about the 4 things that you can do to boost your immune system. And I'm here with my trusty little companion, Molly. Molly, say hi. There you go. That's Molly. She's my stress manager, and we'll talk about stress shortly. Now, before COVID-19 and certainly after COVID-19, infection with bacteria and viruses, also known as pathogens, will continue to be a problem. The ability of a pathogen to cause an infection depends on the strength of that pathogen as well as a host or a person's immune system. So when we want to decrease the risk of infection, we need to come at it from 2 different fronts, both decreasing the spread and increasing the immune system. And so that's what we're going to be talking about now.
Well, you already know what to do in order to stop the spread of infection. What you may not realize is that adults touch their nose, mouth, or eyes 16 times an hour, and we don't realize that we're doing it that often. So chances are that an infection, or I should say a bacteria or virus, will get into your body because it's literally impossible to stop the spread of all infection or all pathogens. So therefore, what we need to do is strengthen our immune system. The first thing that you can do to strengthen your immune system is to consume a rainbow of vegetables, fruits, as well as fiber.
In addition to vitamins and minerals, plant-based foods also contain phytochemicals, which are plant chemicals that provide us with protection. An example of a phytochemical that you may be familiar with are the phytochemicals that are in cranberries. Many of you probably know that cranberries are understood to decrease the risk of developing a urinary tract infection. And to be clear, they decrease the risk. They don't, however, cure a urinary tract infection. And the way these phytochemicals work in cranberries is they decrease the adhesiveness of bacteria to the urinary tract so that the bacteria can't get a good grip and will slip off, thereby decreasing the likelihood that they'll gain access to the urinary tract and cause an infection. Now, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of phytochemicals, and depending on the color of the fruit or vegetable will determine which phytochemicals are present. So you want to eat a rainbow of colors of fruits and vegetables so that you get the full spectrum of phytochemicals that are available. Now, not only do phytochemicals decrease suffering because there's fewer infection, they also decrease the number of antibiotics that need to be taken, and this is particularly important. Each of us has a world of microorganisms living in and on our body. This is called our microbiome, and our microbiome supports our health. Our microbiome educates our immune system to distinguish friend from foe and helps us defend against infection. However, when you take an antibiotic, not only do you kill the bad bacteria that you're trying to kill, but you also kill some of your good bacteria. And so you weaken your microbiome so it can't do all of its functions, and that can suppress your immune system. Now, our microbiome, they're living organisms, they need to be fed. And our microbiome loves and lives on fiber. And that is why it's important to eat a fiber-rich diet. The current aim is at least 25 to 35 grams of fiber a day. Most people don't get that much. And so if you don't get that much and you're looking to increase the amount in your diet, which you should, go slowly. You don't want to start to have gastrointestinal issues by increasing your fiber intake too quickly. But your goal should be that 25 to 35 grams of fiber a day. The second thing that you can do to boost your immune system and decrease your risk of infection is to exercise, to move your body, to do some form of activity. As you can see from this graphic, The relationship between exercise and infection is in the form of a J-curve. So that means that if you have a sedentary lifestyle, you are at average risk of infection. As you start to increase your exercise, your risk of infection goes down. And so that sort of sweet spot is moderate exercise. On the next slide, I'll define what moderate exercise means. However, as you continue to exercise and really get into high intensity exercise, you actually increase your risk for infection. And that's because your immune system does get suppressed temporarily. So ideally, moderate exercise is what you can do to decrease your risk of infection and to boost your immune system. Moderate exercise is defined as exercising for 30 to 60 minutes, 5 days a week, getting your heart rate to 50 to 70% of your max heart rate. Now, how do you determine your max heart rate? Is actually quite simple. You take the number 220, you subtract your age, and that is your maximum heart rate. And you take 50 to 70% of that number, and that is how you determine what your heart rate should be when you're exercising for those 30 to 60 minutes almost every day. Now, examples of moderate exercise: walking briskly, swimming with moderate effort, cleaning your house, but really actively cleaning, using a power mower, golfing, carrying your clubs, not riding in the golf cart. So all of these things are considered moderate exercise, and there's a host of things you can do. You can be creative, dancing, as long as you're getting your heart rate up to 50 to 70% of your max rate. The third thing that you can do to prime your immune system is to get good quality sleep. I have an early webinar that's still available on YouTube that details 12 tips for getting a good night's sleep. And I encourage you to watch it if you haven't already, and to incorporate those steps into your routine if you are not getting good quality sleep. The importance of sleep to strengthen your immune system cannot be understated. While we sleep, cytokines are produced and released. Now, cytokines are proteins, and they play a key role in our immune system function. And our immune system just may not be as protective if we're not getting adequate sleep because of those low levels of cytokine. We know from animal studies that complete sleep deprivation will cause the immune system to stop functioning, and death will occur within a matter of weeks. So sleep allows for restoration and rejuvenation of the body, particularly of the immune system. But sleep and immune function do go hand in hand. Stress suppresses the immune system. And so the fourth thing that you can do to prime your immune system is to effectively manage your stress. And this is a stressful time. However, there will always be stress. And so how you manage that stress is key to overall good health. So as you can see on this slide, there are numerous negative consequences of chronic stress. However, the release of stress-induced hormones like cortisol will alter the immune system and reduce the number of protective cell populations. How well you manage your stress will impact the release of these hormones and therefore the functioning of your immune system. There are a myriad of ways that you can manage stress, and I encourage you to figure out what technique will work best for you. The easiest thing to do is breath work. Deep breaths actually counteract the stress reaction from a physiologic standpoint, and so I recommend doing deep rhythmic breathing on a regular basis throughout the day. I do want to say a word on supplements. At this time, there are no supplements that have been shown to treat, prevent, or cure COVID-19. Supplementation in general, when it comes to the immune system, is a complex topic, and it is beyond the scope of this webinar. However, I am in the process of creating online classes that will delve into numerous nutrition-based topics, including supplementation. So stay tuned, and I will let you know when that is available. Thanks for joining me for this brief immune-based webinar. Remember, a diet rich in vegetables, fruits, and fibers, as well as moderate exercise, good quality sleep, and effective stress management will help you in the short term to decrease your risk of infection, and will also help you in the long term, as doing these 4 things is also good for your heart health as well as your overall well-being. So thanks again. Wishing you health and happiness.